Hey guys, Tails here, and today I want to talk about Sonic Colors. This game was released back in 2010 for the Wii and Nintendo DS, and it's still considered one of the best Sonic games out there. However, as with any game, there are some good things and some bad things. So, let's take a look at the good and the bad of Sonic Colors. Let's start with the good things about Sonic Colors. One of the biggest strengths of this game is its visuals. The game is set in an interstellar amusement park called Dr. Eggman's Incredible Interstellar Amusement Park, and it's filled with bright, colorful environments that are a joy to explore, from lush green forests to icy glaciers. Each level is unique and beautiful. Another great thing about Sonic Colors is the music. The game features a fantastic soundtrack with upbeat, energetic tracks that perfectly match the action on screen. New music is so good that it's worth listening to even outside of the game. The gameplay in Sonic Colors is also a lot of fun. Sonic's speed and agility are put to the test as he races through each level, collecting rings and defeating enemies. The game introduces a new power-up system, where Sonic can use different Wisp powers to access new areas and defeat enemies in unique ways. This adds a new layer of strategy to the gameplay, and it's a lot of fun to experiment with different powers. Now, let's talk about the bad things in Sonic Colors. One of the biggest criticisms of the game is the story. While the premise of an interstellar amusement park is fun and creative, the actual story is pretty thin and forgettable. It's not a major issue, but it's a missed opportunity to create a more engaging narrative. Another issue with Sonic Colors is the level design. While the environments are beautiful and varied, some of the levels themselves can be frustratingly difficult. The game often requires precise platforming and quick reflexes, which can be a challenge even for experienced players. Some levels also suffer from poor camera angles, which can make it hard to see where you're going and what you're supposed to do. Now for a change of pace, we will rank every zone in the game. The first level of Sonic Colors is Tropical Resort, and it's a great introduction to the game. Right. Colorful environment is a feast for the eyes, and the gameplay is fast-paced and fun. The level is fairly easy, but it sets the tone for the rest of the game and gets you excited to keep playing. Next up is Sweet Mountain, a level set in a candy-themed world. This level is a bit more challenging than Tropical Resort, with more obstacles and enemies to overcome. However, it's still a lot of fun to play, and the Wisp powers add a new layer of strategy to the gameplay. Starlight Carnival is one of the most visually stunning levels in Sonic Colors, set in outer space. This level is filled with neon lights, glowing stars, and futuristic architecture. The gameplay is also great, with some really fun platforming sections and challenging enemies. Planet Wisp is the fourth level in Sonic Colors, and it's one of the most memorable. The lush green environment is beautiful to look at, and the gameplay is a lot of fun. This level also introduces the Pink Wisp power, which allows Sonic to fly and access new areas. Aquarium Park is set in an underwater world, and it's one of the most challenging levels in the game. The underwater sections can be tricky to navigate, and there are some tough enemies to defeat. However, the level is also really fun and rewarding, with some great platforming sections and interesting Wisp powers to use. Esther Coaster is one of the most unique levels in Sonic Colors, with a space-themed environment that's filled with danger and excitement. The level is challenging, with lots of obstacles and enemies to overcome, but it's also a lot of fun to play. Terminal Velocity is the final level in Sonic Colors, and it's an epic conclusion to the game. The level takes place in outer space, with Sonic racing through the stars and battling Eggman in his final form. The level is challenging and exciting, with some really fun platforming sections and an epic boss battle. Now, let's get back on track. Finally, the issue of replicity. Once you've beaten the game, there isn't much reason to go back and play it again. While there are some collectibles to find, they don't offer enough incentive to replay the entire game. This lack of replay value can make the game feel shorter than it actually is. So, those are the good and bad things about Sonic Colors. Overall, it's a great game that's definitely worth playing. The visuals, music, and gameplay are all top-notch, and they make for a fun and engaging experience. However, within the story, difficult levels, and lack of replicity are issues that may turn off some players. Despite these flaws, Sonic Colors remains a must-play game for any Sonic fan. Anyway, thanks for hearing my thoughts. If you disagree with anything I said in this video, I'd like to ramble, so make sure to comment. Until next time.